All right, let's talk about success. You know the script we've all been handed, right? Work hard, be tough, specialize in something, and you'll make it. But what if that's not the whole story? What if that's actually an illusion, one that's designed to keep a lot of us feeling, well, stuck? That's what we're going to unpack today.
Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't really an opinion, it's just logic. By its very definition, success has to be exclusive. For the word to have any weight, it needs a whole lot of people who don't get there. So that makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of system are we all buying into?
So that brings us to Section 1, a game you can't win. And that's a really fitting metaphor, because let's be honest, so much of life feels like we're playing a game where nobody ever told us all the rules. Now, in this big game of society, you've really got two kinds of players. On one side, you have what we'll call the manipulators. Now, don't think of them as evil villains. It's more like the architects, the systems themselves, governments, big corporations, even cultural traditions that set the rules and define what winning looks like. And on the other side, you have the manipulated. That's most people who just play by those rules, trading what they might really want for the promise of security and a bit of social approval.
But this whole explainer is really for a third, much smaller group, the others. Do any of these points on the screen feel familiar? Like really hit home? If you feel that disconnect between what you're told success is and what you feel deep down is your purpose, you might be one of them. You're someone who is starting to suspect that there's something fundamentally wrong with the game itself.
That leads us right into Section 2, the war inside your mind. Because this external game we're all caught in, it usually just reflects a much deeper conflict, a kind of civil war that's happening inside each of us. To really get this, let's use a powerful analogy. Think of your mind like a car, and your instinct, that's the engine. A massive, high-performance engine. It is pure, raw, unfiltered energy. All it knows is go, react, survive. It's chaotic, it's powerful, but it has zero direction. No steering wheel, no brakes.
And then you've got the driver. This is your rational mind. But this driver has a huge problem. They spent their whole life studying maps, memorizing the traffic laws, reading the manual, but they have absolutely no idea how to feel the car. They're constantly trying to control this wild engine with nothing but rigid logic, completely ignoring its vibrations and its roars.
And the result is, well, it's a mess. A constant, grinding conflict. The driver is yelling, "The map says turn right," but the engine is sensing a cliff ahead and wants to swerve left. The driver panics, stomping on the gas and the brake at the same time. And what happens? The car just sits there, shaking violently, overheating, and going absolutely nowhere. This is that feeling of anxiety. This is that feeling of being stuck, of being broken. So this all leads to the million-dollar question, right? If you're both the engine and the driver, if you're both sides of this war, how on earth do you win it? Because just trying to push harder is clearly not the answer. And that's where we get to Section 3, the key, a new dimension. The solution isn't about fighting smarter or harder. It's about finding a key that unlocks a totally different perspective. And here it is. The key is what we call the third dimension, or observer consciousness. Now, this is absolutely crucial. This is not just a new thought or a clever mental trick. It's a radical shift in your identity. You stop being one of the fighters in the war, and you become the battlefield itself, the space where it all happens. To put it simply with our car analogy, you suddenly realize you are not the roaring engine, your instincts, and you are not the panicking driver, your logical mind. You are the calm, silent awareness in the back seat, simply watching them both. So, okay, how does this actually work in real life? It's really a three-step dance. Step 1, disidentify. You begin to notice, hey, I'm having a feeling of anxiety, but I am not anxiety itself. It's a huge shift. Step 2, observe. You just listen. You listen to the engine's desires and the driver's fears, but you don't pick a side. No judgment. And step 3, integrate. Your awareness becomes the maestro, blending the engine's power with the driver's knowledge. The war is over, and an incredible partnership begins.
So let's get into Section 4, from doing to being. What does all this internal, deep work actually mean for getting things done in the real world? Well, it means everything. It completely flips your focus from what you do to who you are.
The normal way of the world is to judge you by what you have. The money, the fancy degree, the job title. But that's a really shaky foundation for your identity, isn't it? True creators, the ones who really change things, they focus on who they must become. See, the real goal isn't just the final product. It's about forging the internal, active personality that's even capable of creating that thing. That's the real win.
When you get this, success stops being a goal you chase and instead becomes a natural consequence of who you are. I mean, think about Steve Jobs. He went to India searching for meaning, and that experience directly led to the intuitive, simple design philosophy of Apple. Or Elon Musk, who keeps risking everything he has, not for more money, but to answer these huge existential questions he's obsessed with. For people like that, the insane hard work isn't a price they have to pay. It's just the natural, obvious byproduct of a mission that totally consumes them.
This table really pulls it all together. You can see the whole journey here. You start in the first dimension, just reacting to the now, motivated by survival. Then you move to the second dimension, always anxious, focused on the past and future, desperate for control and validation. The goal is to arrive at the third dimension, present, aware, and motivated by a desire for true freedom and authenticity. Look at that shift in identity, from just being your body or your ego to becoming the observer, the self. And this quote from Elon Musk just nails it. The rational mind, the driver, is always trying to find the right answer. But that can be a trap. The real point isn't about finding the answers. It's about expanding your consciousness so you can start asking better, deeper, more meaningful questions in the first place.
So, in the end, this key, it isn't some secret knowledge you have to go find. It's a potential that's already inside you. It's a shift in awareness that's just waiting for you to access it. The key is already in your hand. The only question left is, what will you unlock?